Alright, it is the last weekend in August, and we're going to look at the main garden. So, we'll look at the overview first, just kind of a big picture view here. Still, squash vines are still very, very productive. I don't recall from last year when they eventually succumbed to the squash bug, but it definitely, I don't think it was this late at all. But it's just weird how that goes sometimes. Our wall of tomatoes is doing very well. Happy to report that our little Romas and pasty tomatoes are bouncing back. But anyway, and you can see our beans are, the green beans are doing very well, and happily our other little guys are doing pretty good too. So anyway, let's go take a look. So our tomatillos, I'm very excited about them. Actually, since we're on this side, you can see, so they put out these little papery things, and I've been feeling them and stuff, and they're not full, and I wasn't sure exactly how they were supposed to be harvested, or when they were ready to be harvested, because I'd seen a lot of that on the ground there from the other variety, but with this main variety here, just the normal, I wasn't sure exactly how to tell, and then I realized, hey, there we go. It's splitting its skin, that one right there. This one here is turning yellow and splitting its skin, and then the one behind it is too, so that's how we're going to be able to tell. So we don't have to, I thought I was going to have to figure out what size they should be and then pull them off, but it looks like they're going to tell me. They're going to turn yellow and then split their skin right there. So that one's ready and sticky. So there's a few of those coming. So basically we're going to get some tomatillos right now. And that's very encouraging, because the tomatillo plants were both of them were part of this late season additions, which most have not fared that well. So I'm very happy that we're going to get to try some of these, and it looks like there's going to be quite a lot of them before the frost hits. So very happy. So we've got at least another 5 weeks before the traditional frost date, and we'll just never know when it's going to come, but should be having plenty of tomatillos, so we can have some good, make some good sauces, some chili verde or some tomatillo salsa, or who knows, but we're gonna have lots of chances for that. And these little guys here, this other variety, Husky Gold or whatever, I don't know exactly what to do. They get like this and then fall off, so I'm guessing when the paper turns this, they're done. But they're literally just this little, like, pea-sized thing here. So when I pull it back, that's it. I mean, it's like maybe not a pea, but like a very small marble. That's it. That's the fruit, and that's how they have all fallen off. All these ones on the ground, there's dozens of them, and then ones that are on the thing that are also that way. I got to think that they got to be bigger than that. I mean, they should be bigger than that. They taste okay. They have this very interesting little flavor of nutty, citrusy type taste. But I definitely don't want something that's going to be that tiny. That's like picking grapes. Not even that. So anyway, I just have to look and see exactly what's going to happen there. But I don't know what the deal is. But those ones are falling off still. Those are ones that are forming and falling off while we're here. Not the ones that just fell off in the beginning when we got it. So not sure yet. But the main tomatillo variety is definitely good to go, kicking out stuff. So with our Romas, some of them still look like this. Have the wilty leaves and the closed leaves and all the stuff. But they're still putting out. So right here we got some new growth. New growth, new flowers. So don't know exactly what to make of it. Same thing here, we got some new growth. Here this has a bunch of new growth. Once again, this is going to be shaded by this shed here, so it could be that it's heat related. But I'm definitely happy about this. So looks like we'll be continuing to get some Romas for a while. And then back over here we have our red okra. So there they are, right there and there and there. So we'll be getting some of those pretty soon. Very exciting. Our gourd plant here, it's hard to tell where it's at because of the other monstrosity here, but this is it right here. We have, there's some male flowers. There's the female flower there. Here you can see a large one. I think this one might have got fertilized. This are the bird neck, or what is it? Birdhouse gourd, which I planted just kind of a little bit later in the season just to see how they go. The wall of green beans is quite prolific. Probably should have topped those ones off at the top so they didn't continue to grow back down, because it's formed this big thick wall, which now I can barely walk past because it likes to grab onto me, and also it's hard to see the actual green beans which are forming in there, and it's just going to be quite a mess to get them and see what to harvest them. So it's almost become just like a different project here. Now our scarlet runner beans. You see these beautiful scarlet color flowers all over the place. You see it grab the corn too, and you can definitely differentiate. It is literally powered over the top there. So that is fantastic. I haven't seen any beans form for it, but it's definitely getting out there and very productive, so I'm very happy. And then these hyacinth beans are just gorgeous, gorgeous plants. So they're pretty sparse down there at the base, but once they get up here, they put some serious leaves out, and then we have these beautiful, beautiful flowers, which are just very uniquely shaped, and all that. So even though we haven't got any beans out of them, I'm just so happy that they've grown. Last year they didn't grow very large at all before they just kind of quit because of the heat, and now they're doing much, much better. So we've got them there, just gorgeous flowers. And I did see a bean forming. There we go. A bean's forming right here. So definitely going to have some beans. With these ones, I think you have to eat the pods. You have to eat the young, immature pods, because the beans are have toxins in them or something. But I'd be happy just to grow them, just to see the flowers, and then save the beans and seeds for next year. Anyway, the wall of beans is very productive. And back here, I think in the shade, in the cool, helps it a bit. So very happy with that outcome. Over here we have our other paste tomatoes, and you can see from there to here, this being where the shade is, it's almost like a line where these plants back here are more productive or growing still, and those ones aren't. So it's hard to tell if that's truly what happened or not, but this plant is very still productive. You got some new fruit forming, new growth growing up, all the stuff looking great. This one is a little bit lower, but still good. This one has a few new shoots, still not very high, and that one's not high at all. So I don't know exactly what's going on, but it's the same thing as it is over there. These ones are the more stunted, and then as we get back further, either over here back towards this tree that's above us, or over there behind that shed, that's where we're seeing some growth and some recovery. So with our other three tomatoes, as you can see, so this is 1 and 2 plants of the Roma of the Health Kick. These ones I've let come over, and they are just continuing to grow, and probably if I let them, they would continue to weave all the way over, all the way, which I just might do. So these have been very productive. This is once again the difference between a vining type and a non-vining type. They will just go and go and go. And we've got these pretty awesome tomatoes here, these yellow pear. Very productive, slightly sweeter, different taste. Not as quote-unquote tomato-y, but really good and prolific. And our Juliets here are doing wonderful. And then our San Marzano are doing really good too. These small Roma-type tomatoes. Very nice. Our asparagus here is still growing, starting to turn yellow. I'm wondering if it's just done for the year, ready to start to die back, because it has been a long time since they came out. And we can see all these little things that you see, little blips and blobs there. Those are all ladybugs, ladybug casings. There's all these juvenile ladybugs all over the place in there, crawling around. Just tons and tons and tons of them. I think it's a nice, I think that this fern stuff catches water really well, holds water for them, and also provides a nice little habitat for them. But they are just probably 100 total bugs, ladybugs in there. And it's just fantastic. So, which is great because we have lots of aphids over here on some of our stuff. So that's good. We'll have our hunter killers in here. So our squash, as I said, are still very productive. There's two, the yellow golden zucchini. I can see a big one over there. One over there. Once again, really like the yellow because you can see it very easily. Even though this sucker has taken over so much real estate, it's still easy to see because of the coloring. Where with the zucchini, regular zucchini, you have to really get in there and see, move the leaves around to find where that green zucchini is. But they're still all producing, just as they have been all summer. So very impressed with that. I don't know if you recall, we've had lots of issues with squash bugs. I think probably I did 2 or 3 pickings over for looking for the squash bugs on these ones this year, and then I just quit and I didn't do anything anymore, and they're fine, which is funny because last year I did ones like 3 times a week. We'd come out and look for squash bugs and find them, and then still they killed off the plants one by one. And I think by this time they were all dead, and now they're very, very productive still. So not sure, happy, but just not sure what happened. Could just be that we got enough of them to win. I don't know, but I'll take it. So then our let's see, our eggplants. Some of the eggplants in there, you can't really see that there are eggplant because I didn't expect the squash usually they, like I said, I expect them to die off like they ever normally have. But there are some eggplant in there. Haven't really been super productive because they have been really out competing or have been overtaken by the squash. But there are some in there, starting to produce a little bit. The ones out here producing the green ones are kicking back up again, and they're growing a lot now. I think because the temperatures have cooled off, they've put in another growth spurt. These are our 4 late season transplants. That's the, I think it's called Gretel, little, supposed to be yellow eggplant. Not a single anything has happened. No new leaves, no new flowers, or maybe there are some new flowers, but no new fruits forming at all. So pretty sad about that. The 3 peppers, those 2 have put off some flowers, but no fruits forming yet. And this one is the Cajun Bell, and I did notice today that it has some new fruits. So we'll have some of those. And so that's exciting for that. And with also, speaking of the late season transplants, so this one right here in the front is a sweet cherry, and I got some lovely little fruits forming there. And then this is our chocolate bell, which had 2 fruits on it that both had some sun scald and were wasted. But there's some new ones forming there. Over here we have our poblano, which are these little stuffing heart-shaped peppers. Looks like some of them are, maybe this one's starting to turn, probably ready to go. The Anaheims are the big gem there, leaning over all over the place. We'll see them from the other side, it'll be a little easier. But there are lots of them. Look at those, like I said, on the other side. So we're still having the aphids all over the place. You can see it's like sticky, shiny stuff. That's the aphid honeydew all over our okra, which is kind of suppressing the okra. The ants get all over it too, and it just becomes a big mess. So we've got entire thing is supposed to be green, and it's covered in blackish, which is the aphids. So it's been a real battle, and one that's the okra plants are still alive, but just not really thriving that well because of all that. Marigolds have totally dominated. The poor little banana peppers have been pretty much overwhelmed here. And I don't see any new fruits on there. So hopefully we'll see some eventually, but for now it looks like there's not much. So still trying to look in here and see On this side I can see better where the green beans are, because there's got to be some beans forming in there. Like I said, I think next year I'm definitely going to have to top them off when I get to the top, because when they start to grow back down like this, it forms this canopy, and now I can't see in there to see what's ready. But there's lots and lots of flowers, so there will be lots and lots of beans, assuming that the pollinizing insects do their job. But if we can't see them, then it doesn't really help us that much. Alright, let's take a quick look over here. Still have some of our spring crops, onions and carrots and stuff, basil. Still doing alright there. And then, so here's a look at the pobonos. We've got probably about a dozen on there. Our mariachis are finally starting to ripen. This one's turning like orangish, and then it's going yellowish here. And then here is one of our late season transplants. I believe this one is Pravati. And then here was the one that I took the fruit off of yesterday, pimento, nice red one. We'll have to see how that tastes. Here we can see our Anaheims, or not Anaheims, our New Mexico chili Big Jim here starting to turn, so I think that those will be ready for stuffing soon. And then our little pathetic soybean ones, still working on those. But once again, you can see the aphids all over the place, just tearing that up. So what can you do? Anyway, that is I guess about it. So we've had oh, and we keep eating some of the corn. It's a little bit chewy because it's turning a little starchy, but it's still good. So squash is still going. Tomatoes are making a comeback. And then we're going to get some tomatillos right now. So it's very exciting. Everything's coming all at once, as it usually does this time of year. So busy time, lots to do. So that's all for now.